So, what do you see? A vase or two faces? Can you switch back and forth? It's up to you what you see, or is it? Today we talk about how you can misinterpret what the major indexes appear to be telling you. Many people hear the S&P 500 is near all-time highs. They immediately assume that all stocks are the same, near all-time highs. Is that true? How could you know looking at the index? The reality is the S&P 500 index doesn't give you enough information to trade successfully. In my opinion, it is a total waste of time studying the major indexes. In fact, that is exactly what the big institutional traders want you to do, and that is so they can cloak what they're really doing. Is it a conspiracy? No. But if you don't know the rules, you don't know the game. In order to understand this concept, you need to learn how the index is constructed. The S&P 500 is an index of the 500 largest companies on the U.S. exchanges. The capitalized weighted index, the one you see on the media every day, is weighted based on the size of each component. Capitalization weighted means the larger the total value of the outstanding shares of a company, the more weight that component carries in the calculation of the index. Now, this makes sense when looking at the overall value of the market, but it doesn't tell you anything about the individual components. For example, why would you care what the total value is of every item in a grocery store if you just wanted to buy a box of cereal? Would that number, an index, influence your decision on buying a box of cereal? Here's a list of all the stocks in the S&P 500 index. Apple is the largest weighted stock in the S&P Cap Weighted Index with an index weight of 3.2022%. The top 10 stocks in the S&P 500 carry over 18% of the weight in the index. That's 2% of the stocks carrying 18% of the index value. This slide shows the top 50 stocks carry 1/2 the weight of the index. Now that's 10% of the stocks carrying half the weight. Now, look at the other side. Column E is the cumulative weight of each stock added from the bottom up. The stock in rank number 410 shows the bottom 95 stocks only add up to the weight of one stock at the top, Apple. This simply means that Apple stock carries more weight than the bottom 95 of the largest companies in the U.S. index. Theoretically, these 95 stocks could go down by 0.5% in one day, and Apple could go up 0.6% in one day, and the S&P 500 index would actually go up. The news media would be reporting a higher close on the day when only one of the 96 stocks went up in this example. Does that tell you anything about the stock market as a whole? No, it doesn't. In part 2 of this lesson, I will show you how to look at the market internals. They give you a better view of what is going on with the markets. I will also share with you how the big institutions use the index to cloak what their next moves are. You don't want to miss this. This is Doc. Until next time, stay hedged and stay tuned.